It's just unreal. It is awesome. Would I highly recommend this reel after a year's worth of time? Yes, I would. A lot of the heavy actions out there on the market today aren't really heavy actions. So make sure you test it and make sure you've got a really stiff rod if you're gonna do. Okay, guys, got the chest cam on here, and want to kind of give y'all a review of the reel. Now, one of the pros of this reel that I really like, and like I said, this is in the 751, so this is in the high speed version. One of the pros that I really like about this reel is the thumb button right here is very crisp, and the reel engagement is very crisp. The cast control knob, very adjustable and crisp. Also on the side plate with the dynamic braking system, very crisp, and that's something that I really like in a reel. So I very much enjoy this reel. That's one of the first things that I noticed when I picked up this reel at Bass Pro Shops. Now, for typically my reel setting, if I'm punching, which is very close range from here to all those bird feathers right there. We got some duck hunters at our office, so from here to all those birds, I'm gonna put the drag really loose. See how the bait really goes down, fast. That's a frog, and you see how fast it goes down. So if I'm pitching and flipping or punching, I'm from here to there, or even closer. I may be from here to here, So it's a really good reel for that. That's another pro to this reel, because it's a 751 is fast. I can really get that bait fast in, and really get that bait, going to where, if I pitch it in there, I don't like the pitch, I can pitch it right back out. Or if I punch it, in there and it doesn't go, I can really quick back out, and then I'm back out. See how I'm doing that? Just with one hand. I'm doing that with one hand, and then engaging the reel with my right. Just spinning, just kind of using the bait's momentum. And this is on a frog, This ain't on a ounce and a half bait. So really close range, it works really good. But also it can be very versatile, and you can kind of file it down to where you can barely get that bait moving. See how slowly it goes down when you free spool? That's the perfect casting thing. That's the perfect casting. Look at that. Just a wonderful cast, and this thing casts very good and is very consistent. I don't even have my hand on the spool, and I barely push the button, or I barely put my thumb down at the end. This is a very reliable rod and reel combination, especially if you're going to use it for punching and pitching and flipping, short range casting. Now, long range casting, especially if you're working a buzz bait, this gear ratio is not for you. You want a lower gear speed ratio than a 751, because what's going to happen is when you throw that buzz bait way out there, and you're trying to reel, it's really hard for this 751 to get enough torque to get that buzz bait up into the water column and get that buzz bait, buzzing on the surface. So, but I'm really, like I said, very impressed with this reel. You can see I've used it a lot. We don't baby our reels, guys. We don't baby our rods and reels. You can see the braid marks right there. Also, that little piece is broken, but it still works good. If you ask me, if I can throw a reel like this and do that, hey, this reel's a 10 out of 10, man. The only thing that I would say about this reel that would be a con would be, don't use this reel in salt water. It's got too many ports on it. I don't like that for saltwater, so don't ever use it for saltwater, you know. But it's just for freshwater, it's just amazing, especially for flipping and pitching and punching, like I emphasized. You know, carbon fiber handle, you know, really good anti-reverse on it. One of the best. It has one of the best anti-reverses in the industry, and it's only for like $120. I mean, can you really beat that? No, it's really good, guys. I've used it for about a year, and I'm very, very happy with it. I couldn't be any happier with it as far as, you know, as far as using it for freshwater applications. You know, if you'll open the reel, which you can, you just open this port. You just pull this port open right here, and you push this back here. So open it up, push it back. You can see that it has those internal brakes on it. Make sure you push only one. Make sure you push only one, and make sure that they're across from one another when you do it. And that's all you really need to do to set this thing up. I mean, it's just unreal. It is awesome. Would I highly recommend this reel after a year's worth of time? Yes, I would. Sorry, excuse me, guys. Yes, I for sure would. I use this reel on for frogs and for flipping and pitching. I've got 80-pound braid. I've got the drag, you know, back down hard, you know, so I can get on those fish and get them in. So I'm really impressed with this reel. I really am. And this rod, because a lot of guys, you know, say that they have a heavy action rod, but is it really a heavy action? I mean, that's pretty stiff. You know, a lot of the heavy actions out there on the market today aren't really heavy actions. So make sure you test it, and make sure you've got a really stiff rod if you're going to do frogging, you know, or if you're going to do, you know, if you're going to do frogging, or if you're going to do the flipping and pitching side of things, you know, make sure you got a good heavy action rod for that, and with a big braid. You know, being up here on Ross, I don't care about using big braid because, well, the water's muddy all the time here, so it really doesn't matter which line you use. You might as well go with something like 80-pound braid. You know, I think this is the Power Pro Slick, an 80-pound. You know, so I'm really impressed with this reel. I like that it has that handle to it where I can cinch the punch. If I'm punching, I can kind of cinch that around the weight, and I'll show that to you. I can kind of cinch that around right there, and then, you know, and then twist right there, and it's just real quick and easy. You know, really nice. I really like that feature as well. I'm not a really big fan of the micro guides, to be honest, but they cast it well, and they're on this reel. So I can't use braid to mono, or I can't use braid to fluorocarbon on this reel as far as a leader goes. But hey, I don't need one if I'm going to be doing what I'm going to be doing with this reel. So hope you guys enjoyed this review, and take care. We'll see you guys. This reel is sweet.